and welcome to this time management training. My name is Belle and I help women build biblical habits, or in other words, I help you take care of the things that God has given you. In this video, I'm going to give you some background on why I started building biblical habits and homemaking, and at the end of this training, I'm going to give you an exclusive look at a brand new community that I am building for Christian women to build biblical habits together. So make sure that you stick around to the end if you want to see what that is all about and how you can join. So I first became captivated by homemaking and Christian values about 4 years ago. It was the summer that I met my fiance, Austin. We had met through mutual friends at the lake in Minnesota, and we ended up spending the whole summer together. There was one summer night that we were eating dinner at his parents' house, and they had grilled us burgers, and we sat down to eat, and I noticed something different. They didn't rush through dinner, but they took time to pray and thank Jesus for their meal. They ate slowly and they engaged in intentional conversation. They asked each other questions and shared laughable moments from the day, and they stayed at the dinner table long after we had finished eating. I realized then that they applied this intentionality to every aspect of their life. The way they cared for their home, the way they cared for the people in their lives, their jobs. Everything was done with intention and strong values. And from that point on, I knew that I wanted to apply whatever those values were to my own life because I knew that it was good. So for the last 4 years, I have sought to apply Christian values into my life, and I've learned that there are a ton of other women who are looking to do the same thing, but find it really difficult in today's world because we live such busy and fast-paced lives. We feel like we don't have time to homemake or do what we truly value. I personally have struggled with this a ton over the last few years, but I have found a few tips to help me, time management being one of the #1 tools to living more intentionally. So that is exactly why I'm doing this training and what we're going to dive into today. So we're going to start out with some foundational steps that might not be the first thing you think of when you think of time management, but they are so important. Good time management comes down to how well you can prioritize, and that's what these next few steps are all about. We're going to find your homemaking vision, define your values, and set your goals. First, I want you to take out a sheet of paper and write down your homemaking vision. I want you to write down what comes to your mind when you think of your dream homemaking life, okay? What are the things that you do every day? What does your home look like? What does your home feel like? What do other people feel when they enter your home? I want you to write down all these things in detail in a paragraph format. If you need permission to write messy, here it is. This doesn't have to look pretty or aesthetic, just get it all down. Then I want you to break down this vision into definable characteristics. So maybe you wrote down that you want people to feel refreshed and comfortable and welcomed when they enter your home. And so maybe a defining characteristic is having a clean and organized home. Now, I love metaphors because they help me learn and understand things really well. So I'm going to use the metaphor of a road trip throughout this training. Writing down your vision is like deciding where you're going to go on the road trip. What is the final destination vacation? That is exactly what we're figuring out when we're writing down our homemaking vision. Where is it that you want to go? Next, you're going to define your values. I want you to flip to a blank sheet of paper and write down all of your values. These are the things that you stand for as a person. Next to each value that you write down, I want you to write the tangible way that that is seen in your life. So what actions do you take to show that you value that? If you need a prompt to help you, I want you to think of this for every single value. When you die, what is it that you want to come to people's minds when they think of you? And what are the things that you did to show that you valued that? For example, one of my values is faithfulness, and this helps me react with a sense of peace and calm to any situation and allows me to make more careful and informed decisions. Okay, once you've got your list of values and actions, I want you to go back to that list of life characteristics that you wrote down and match up the life characteristic to the value that helps you carry it out. if you have a life characteristic that doesn't directly correlate with one of the values that you wrote down, I want you to leave it blank. Then at the end, I want you to go back to those life characteristics that don't have a value that matches it and re-evaluate them. If it's something that you still want to be a part of your homemaking vision, then I want you to go and find the value that's going to help you achieve that life characteristic. So one of the things I really wanted to do when I first started homemaking was have a clean and organized home. However, my values were all things like faithfulness, love, honesty, caring, and none of them really directly helped me to have a clean and organized home. The value that I was missing there was discipline. So that's a value that I needed to start focusing on in my life if I wanted to have a clean and organized home. Defining your values is like getting your driver's license. It is such a fundamental part of time management and reaching your goals as a whole, because it's going to tell you the rules of the road. It's going to give you the guidelines for your life and ensure that you're not making any violations. Now, just like having a driver's license doesn't mean that you automatically become a perfect driver, defining your values does not automatically mean that you're going to become a perfect person. You're going to make some violations, but this is going to give you a really good guideline to reach your homemaking vision. Next, you're going to set your goals. I want you to flip to a new blank sheet of paper and make sure you have out your list of life characteristics and values. For each life characteristic, I want you to write down a specific time-bound goal. Think of this like filling up for gas on your road trip. You need to make stops and refuel along the way in order to reach your final destination or your homemaking vision, and setting goals is exactly what helps you do that. All those little completed goals added up are going to make you reach your homemaking vision. So for example, maybe a life characteristic is that you have a clean and organized home. The value that helps you carry that out is discipline, and your goal is that you have a clean and organized home 80% of the time by completing repeated actions daily within the next 25 days. So you know exactly what the outcome is, what you need to do to get there, and when you need to get there by. And the last foundational component of time management is overcoming setbacks. So I want you to flip to a blank sheet of paper one more time, and for each goal that you've written down, I want you to write what setbacks have gotten in your way in the past and what setbacks are currently getting in your way. Then I want you to write down what you plan to do to overcome that setback when it comes. For example, we'll take the goal again of having a clean and organized home 80% of the time. The roadblocks that were getting in my way were unexpected life events, forgetfulness, and just straight up being lazy. I wrote that I could overcome these setbacks by having a mindset of progress over perfection and reminding myself that I could get back on track even if I missed a few days. I wrote that I can reread my homemaking vision and values often so that I know why I want to actually achieve this goal. And lastly, I could lean on Jesus for strength by praying and asking him for help. Another huge component of overcoming setbacks for me when it came to reaching all of my homemaking goals was having people around me who valued the same things and were there to support me. So having a group of girls or some family members that can keep you on track when it comes to actually living out what you value is going to be crucial in overcoming some setbacks, especially if you have a really busy schedule and a lack of time is one of your biggest issues. Having people around you to constantly remind you and be an example of what you should be doing is going to keep you on track. This is one of the main reasons that I decided to launch my online community for Christian women so that we could start holding each other accountable and being examples for each other of what it looks like to actually live out our values in the modern world and with a busy schedule. It is so much easier to take action on what you value when you see other people doing it too. Now we're going to move on to some more practical applications of time management in your life, like time blocking, habits, and routines. So the heart of time management is taking those goals that you have and actually taking action on them every single day. So what I'm going to help you do now is build your daily schedule around your goals. How we're going to tackle this is each day you're going to write down your priorities. And these should be mid-specific, so you should have 5 priorities or less. When I first started homemaking, I made my daily schedule way too detailed. I would write down, wake up early, brush teeth, work out, shower, make breakfast, get ready, and it was way too specific. Things I want you to write down instead are things like morning routine, dentist appointment, work, dinner, evening routine, things that are a little bit more broad. Then I want you to write down a realistic, emphasis on the realistic, time slot next to each priority. One mistake I made at the beginning was not giving myself enough time to complete each priority. Then I want you to stick to your schedule as closely as possible and use timers if you need to. So if you have morning routine down on your daily list of priorities and this needs to be done by 8 a.m., I want you to set a timer for 8 a.m. and when that goes off, I want you to do your best to transition into the next priority, even if you haven't finished the previous one. This is gonna train your brain really quickly to not procrastinate and not get distracted. Time blocking your day is like the guardrails on the road. They're gonna keep you on track each day so that you can actually stay on track to reach your goals. Next, we're gonna move on to habit tracking. When you first start, I want you to pick just 1 or 2 of your priorities to track each day. You can create your own habit tracker by making a grid on a sheet of paper and writing your habits vertically and your days horizontally, and then just go in and check off which days you complete your priorities. Then I want you to set up a reward system. This doesn't have to be fancy, and what is so cool is that our brains work the exact same as a child. So your reward system can be as simple as putting a sticker on a sheet each day that you complete your habit, and that's going to be enough to tell your brain that that's something that you should keep doing. Now, if you need something a bit more tangible, that's okay. You can watch your favorite TV show if you complete your habits. You can give yourself some ice cream, whatever it needs to be, and you can decide if you need to do this on a daily basis or a weekly basis. Now, regardless if you give yourself rewards daily or weekly, I want you to track your habits daily. So at the end of each day, check off if you did it, and then reflect on your progress weekly. So check in every week, see how many days you were able to complete your habits and make adjustments where necessary. Habit tracking is like the odometer in the car. Did your dad ever reset the odometer before you guys would head out on a road trip? This is what tracks your miles to tell you how far you've gone on the trip. And this is just like habit tracking because it's gonna tell you how far along you are on reaching your goals and how far you might have left to go. So the more often you're reaching your habits, the closer you're getting to your homemaking vision. And the last component we're diving into is foundational routines, specifically your morning routine and your evening routine. Routines are awesome because they help you automate your day in order to reach your goals. So a good morning routine will not only help you reach some of your goals or your priorities, but it will also increase your productivity and focus, decrease your stress and overwhelm, enhance your mood, and increase your overall energy. And there are actually components of a morning routine that are backed by facts and statistics to help you achieve these outcomes. So I'm going to give you that list now. The components are rising early, getting sunlight on your eyes, doing breathing exercises, physical movement, praying and journaling, eating a healthy breakfast, and getting ready for the day. So yes, there is statistics to prove why getting ready for the day makes you feel better and more productive. It's not just in your head. Again, indications that you've got a good morning routine are that your stress is decreased and that your productivity and energy and mood are increased. So if any of these things cause you to feel the opposite, go ahead and change them. One thing for me that I had to change was physical movement. I used to do intense physical movement in the mornings, like running or lifting weights, and I realized that it actually stressed me out more than anything. So I had to switch to some lighter movements in the morning, like walking or stretching or doing lighter weights. So what is a good nighttime routine? A good nighttime routine should, again, not only help you reach some of your goals or priorities, but it should also decrease stress and promote relaxation, improve sleep quality and mood, and set you up for a productive and positive next day. Again, here are some components of a nighttime routine that are backed by statistics to help you reach these positive outcomes. One is winding down early, and typically this is at least an hour before you actually plan to go to sleep. 2 is dimming the lights, doing relaxing activities, doing breathing exercises, reflecting on the day and journaling, preparing for tomorrow, so setting out your clothes and maybe writing down your schedule, and disconnecting from screens. Now, there is one more really important component of time management that I'm not going to dive a ton into in this training, and that is systemizing. Of course, your routines and habits are going to help you systemize your day, but so are creating plans for each of your priorities. These are things like cleaning plans, Bible reading plans, workout plans, meal plans, budget plans. They are tools to help you, so when you sit down to go do one of your priorities, you already know exactly what you're doing. This is what helps you really level up your time management and ultimately help you live with more intention, reach your homemaking goals, and allow you to live out what you actually value. As I mentioned before, the other component of overcoming the busyness of your life and living with more intention and slowness is having a community of other people who are doing the same thing as you. And this is exactly why I created Haven, our online community for Christian women to build biblical habits together, or in other words, to help you take care of the things that God has given you. Your home, your people, your job, all of that. In Haven, we give you plans to systemize your day so that you can actually achieve your priorities. This includes Bible plans, meal plans, cleaning plans, and more. We also have community chats for you to connect with other women and share and receive scripture insights, prayer requests and praise, recipes that you're loving, cleaning and organizing tips, relationship advice, and share-worthy finds like your favorite books, podcasts, music, home goods, clothing, and more. Each month, we focus on one topic through the lens of scripture so that you're prepared to tackle all parts of life with Christian values. Some examples include your finances, health, marriage, and homemaking. Every month, I host a live webinar to share my insights on the topic, and I invite other members to share their insights as well. When you join Haven, you create your account. You lock in your price for life, so your subscription fee will never increase. We give you a welcome checklist to make sure that you're oriented and welcomed into the community. Then we give you all the tools you need to start reading your Bible every day, start making homemade meals each day, start keeping your home clean every day, and make meaningful connections with other Christian women who value the exact same things that you do so that you have support and accountability to actually achieve your goals. We would love to have you join us in Haven. You can access Haven in the same email that this training was sent to you in. There is another link in the email titled Join Our Community Today, and you can click that and join us in Haven. Thank you for watching this training. I hope it was useful for you, and if you choose to join our community, I will chat with you there. Bye!